I am not a financial advisor. These videos are all meant for educational purposes only. All Complete Trader Academy videos are my personal opinion and perspective. Trading carries a high level of risk, and all results are your own responsibility. Please always demo first. Hey everybody, welcome back to CTA Review. Today is April 23, Wednesday, 2025. Hope you had a good day today. So yesterday we talked about one of the options of buying was straight up. We gapped up. So when after all the options I gave you, if we gap up, the selling is out of probably the picture. And what are we doing? What am I doing here? I'm showing you going straight to, obviously, this sealment of that gap with no liquidity. Then we got that gap quadded. See this gap quadded here? We got that liquidity there. We have this imbalance here, sitting right there of the first imbalance from the 13th. All right, and it's in green, and you're gonna see how it pops up today. Beautiful. We go right to that 75% of the gap. I'm literally showing you. This was actually the first option that I mentioned if we were buying, and then the second option of buying was to come dip in here, maybe liquidate them, get the push out trader, and then push up if we were buying. For selling, I said we would just push down from here, from where the price is, right here, push down. Or possibly go up and then push down also. So, but we gapped up already up to here. They're hunting quickly for these guys. The algorithm is trying to fix its mistake, so-called. Again, when they make the mistake, their intention is to keep dangling the carrot to come down and get to the left. I mean, this is just fire. This video is just going to be so fire. Sad that only 14, 15 of you watched it yesterday. I mean, bro. So anyway, so here's the thing. We gapped up. I didn't see Asia London. It didn't exist because we gapped up, but that was the logic of this showing you. We came right to it. And guess what happens when we come here? Well, we're most likely going to start selling back down for some liquidity. So, yo, I don't even got to show you trades, bro. Like, look how fire this is. Okay, we gapped up. There's nothing we could do about that, right? There's nothing we could do about it. I mentioned being oversold and kind of pushing up a little bit for the overbought here. The hour... Well, we gapped up and we immediately we already tagged it yesterday. Then we came up again, but you're gonna get some drives up, right? And then the 4 hour I was mentioning also yesterday. We were at the 50. We had some room up here, and then when we gapped up, we literally just started here with the RSI. Came in, hit the head, damn near, right? Look at that. So this is just fire. So let me see. So I fixed the projection. Follow me here. Fixed a projection with these four down. I'm sorry. What was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, almost 6 down candles. All these bearish ones, right? And then projected 1 to 1.5. You see this? We gapped right to that, right? So I mean, this all happened when it gaps. This again, what can you do? But algorithmically, you'll see how it flows. And then what's up here? 2 to 2.5. Right, so we already came to 1 and 1.5, and now when we're up here at 9:30, this is the whole point of me saying all this is because we're already above the 1 and 1.5. So what's above 1 and 1.5? Well, obviously 2 to 2.5, right? So that guy right there, and then look at the green level. If I was to drag this out, you would see it match. Oh my God, this is how I make videos long. Oh my God, let's say 450. Oh, perfect. All right, it's too far, but take a look. Yo. I'm trying to tell you, son. I'm trying to tell you, son. You see that? Bam. Look at that. So the pushing up here with the example that I gave you, we have that liquidity. We have, look at the quadded level. We have the 25%. So I know they're tagging the 25%. Sweeping this bearish daily imbalance here, obviously, right? That's right here. And then also just squeezing as much as they can of these guys, and then specifically hitting that first imbalance. Obviously, we're not getting above it, so it's a target. So also at a reversal level. So here's the thing: we got a pump and a dump. This is what I looked at it like today before even the day started. Why? Let's go into. You'll see it. If you look at the 15-minute here, remember here is that I'm going to delete it now, but let me go to the left. This was what's left in sealing that gap from that day. Obviously, the day I'm talking about is April 16th, Wednesday, right? It's Wednesday's trading, but yeah, You see that, right? So I have it there. Look how we're drawn to it. Look when we God, there's so much beautifulness to tell you. Just watch this here. So we gap up and we damn near gap right above this bearish imbalance, and we tag the one above, and then there's a 25% level. See the 50 level in the fucking pink, in the middle right here. If I did 25%, it would be sitting right here. So that level is the gap from here, from April 13. You see that, right? It's in the gray. It's in the gray here. So that area is very close to 50% of the 25% from here to here in the middle. See that? So we that's what we tagged at. We raid that and we come back. I'm not even showing you candles. Then we come back and we raid the literal open level. And then it's Asia manipulation, and they're doing higher highs and higher lows the rest of the way. Why? Because they're rushing for what I was just talking about this gap. Look how we draw right to it. There's so many other things I want to show you. God damn, it's crazy. And we push up to a standard deviation from the Asia range. We come and we seal it. Look how we seal it right there. We seal it. Bink. Look how we seal it, and then we draw back. Now I'm gonna delete this because algorithm said, okay, we did that. But we're up here. So we have higher high and higher low, higher high and higher low structure. Look at the 50. Look where it came here. If this is the gap in the background with the quad levels, look how that's the bottom 25%. Look how we're hugging that level right there. And then what do they tap right above it? That's the bearish daily imbalance 50%. Right here. This one right there. See that? Look at this. Look at this. I'm telling you. And then retraces for a higher low. Then we make this imbalance right here. It was actually on, well, we'll just keep it on the 1 minute. Cause we had it on the 5 minute as well, but I'm just going to show you this with the 1 minute. So that imbalance right there with that last down candle, it's a higher high, 9:30 opens. We're already, this is very similar to yesterday. Very similar to yesterday. The price is up here. You try to sell this right here, they're going to hurt you. So what are they doing? It's going to be a pump first, move 1, and then dump for move 2. Move 2 then comes down and takes that liquidity. And now what's the agenda? The agenda is that they already came up here for that agenda. Remember that. They already came and took care of this shit up here with that gap, and obviously pushing more higher to squeeze for liquidity here, right? And then at 9:30, the understanding is to get a pump and then dump. Buy, sell, buy, short, buy, sell, buy, up, and then because you see the higher highs and higher lows, right? So and then from there, come back down because the agenda is to come back down here. However, it might not be done today, but it damn near is there. And I'm in this here, up here. So look at the fireness. It dips. So that's a higher high and a higher low. Let me show you the structure. Even though it's bogus, and all this is time distortion. Okay, all this bullshit is time distortion. We had news at 10 o'clock. So I couldn't even buy this, and I wanted to, but I stayed out the way and waited for 10 o'clock. You see the structure here? Boom. I'm going to start from right here. Right here. Higher high. Higher low. Right back into the first imbalance. Then we do this. We do this funky shit. But let's pretend the wicks didn't exist in this 10 o'clock shit. So it's hard to explain, but it's kind of like this. And then we retrace back. Notice how we didn't take out that low right there. Then we push up. Right there. See this? Then they do this funky shit again. 11 o'clock. Even time is involved. There's so much to say. It's so fire. And then boom. Okay? And then it becomes a controller price. So this becomes the leg. Obviously, you see this structure. I don't have to show it to you. But then we're coming back after we made these drives down. It's kind of like a break of structure and switch just to kind of get down there, right? If we do, but even if we don't, it's fine. That's move 2. So the pump was at 9:30 up to the first imbalance right there, and that 25% level of the fucking the 25% of the gap. And so that structure, you just saw it, man. I'm getting irritated. All right, broke through. All right, so that's move one up, pump, and then the dump comes in. That's a leg number 2. So push up 1, that's 1. Come down, that's 2. All right, you get the drives there, extra drives, that's fine. It's coming deep into where? Into this 1 and 1.5. All right, this 1 and 1.5 right here. See that? I got to project it from that high to this low. That broke 1 to 1.5 comes in. All right, now move 2 has happened. It came down. Where's move 3? Could it have shot down straight? Sure. They don't want to let you get it like that. Why? You got easy sellers, and this is a break of structure. And look how it's. Look at the first imbalance. We bounce on it, and we come underneath. Control of price. The candles get stuck in there. See that? Okay. Shoots immediately down. Comes back, and look at the 930 levels. Very, very key in this situation. We sweep the 930 again. We're tapping the bottom. Now we're coming down for the next 2 drives. 1, 2. Gets into the 1 and 1.5. Guess what? We got liquidity built. All these people who were selling. I'll tell you which trades I got. Well, I mean, I didn't get any of this buy. 10 o'clock was so sloppy. All right. And then we popped up into this imbalance. We already tagged that 75%. I didn't need to hit that first imbalance 25%. I'm looking for sells is what I'm trying to say. I take a sell right there and I lost. So it comes up and then we raid again and then we pop up right into here. I take this sell into here and then this shit gets all funky. I end up getting taking up the trade. We pop up for a retracement right here. Man, before I even get into that, let me just show you the flow here, man. So see here, we pop up, drives up. So move 2 down, move 3's up, right? And they're wiping the liquidity to the left and breakout traders. We come right to it, right? And then we get the drives up, right? Sloppy, and then they do this dirty shit, and then it reaches here. Okay, perfect. That's today's imbalance, obviously, first one, right? Then it becomes lower, 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 high, squeezed real tight. I'm still in this trade, and they almost squeezed me out, and I'm still in it because I'm gung-ho about getting into the gap down here. Now, we just broke that low, which is fine, and then the market close 350 pushed it up here to just wipe out the easy sellers, but my goal is to get down here. Hopefully we don't come up here first, but this is the leg I'm looking for right now. Now, coming down into here. Okay? So see, move 1, the pump, and then the dump, right? And then look in the background here. What do we have? Oh God, there's so much to say. We came underneath. Remember, this bearish daily imbalance is still in play here, up here, right? Remember, yesterday, this is why I want to hold this trade down to where? Down to at least here. That's a breakout level. If y'all was selling here, that's not fair. You got to come back and give me a chance to get back out, right? So I'm expecting, when I gave you this example, I want to push up regardless if it was a gap or not. I'm just coming up to wipe out liquidity from here. And then when we get up here, we obviously probably want to come back down to wipe out some buyers, right? And that's the simple logic. Okay, cool. So with that proof of yesterday being said, again, we hit that 50%. We gap up. Now we're at 930. We keep in mind, I'm going to come back to this. 930, we are here. The 50% is right there. We come underneath it, come above it, 930. We pop up a little bit, shake out, we tag it again. We do tag that level, and we just deep go into that imbalance on this 915 1 minute candle. So we're already there. And I said judge the 50% level of these bearish imbalances for today, yesterday. See how, but we gapped up. So obviously, you didn't even bounce from it, right? So now we're coming up to this one. We came up to 50% here, right there. I know there's a lot, but on the same time, I talk about this every day. And then boom, right there, beautiful. It's a little shakeout, it's fine. But now when they push up, look at the higher highs and higher lows. Yes, it's shady, but it's still higher highs and higher lows. Time distortion, it's just really, if you put this low to this high, that was this one move. It was move 1. and it's shorter. If it was going to keep buying, obviously that's a different conversation, because you might think, oh, well, we might bust through this level. I did think that maybe we'll hit the previous week's high, but we are also bearish. So I want to see them, after them rating and they didn't take this out, I want to see them reverse, get back. Because why? Because now they've given us a tip. So like they showed us the gap already, and they show us this higher high and higher low structure on the 15-minute. Obviously it's already there, just like fucking yesterday, right? But this higher high and higher low. Look at that. Okay. So you for sure, you feel me? So then guess what? Okay, well, we came up, we worked the area. You see, that's why I took a loss here, because we tagged that 25%. Big wick, we come to 50% almost, and I'm looking for it to start rolling down. Obviously, the opening range gap is also very large. And then with this, well, you didn't have the projection yet, but they rated again. Okay, so what? So they rated again. I'm still expecting them to come back down, and get out that's not fucking fair. If you tell me that's not fair, right? And then obviously easy liquidity for the build, pushing up. So then we're using this first imbalance, and we come underneath it. Now we're using it as resistance right there. So, and then obviously this trade here, when I took this sell here, took it out, and then I popped up here, and took this sell here. Let me move this. I'm sure you see that already. Oh shit! What'd I just do? Oh, all right. These guys are playing around, man. I want to take this bitch out. The gaps in the background, it's quadded, right? And then the opening range gap. So when we're coming down, also, what's targets here? Well, we have that first 25% right there. We obviously have the 1 and 1.5. We came into it right here. And then that would be move 1. Move 2. I'm looking for, because I couldn't catch 1. All right. So now I'm in motion for move 2. After move 2 came, I got out right here, over here. Because why? Well, at the time, this was projected a little bit different. So the 1 was sitting right on, very close to this first 25%. You see how we tagged the 25 right there. My proof. We tagged the 25%. I literally get out right here. All right. And then now, I'm going to be looking for a buy. So again, when I fixed it here, this is 1 and 1.5. We raid again. We come in. Now we're into 1 and 1.5. And also, what was the reason for taking this sell down is because you can see, like, for example, this breakout levels here. See these guys right here? I know this is fire. We come down and we're getting to it, right? So minimum target here was this. You see how this high right here is the same almost level as the top 25%. So that's why algorithmically I'm looking for this leg from here to here. Caught it right here. So obviously the last 2 candles up, you can see how we pop right in. Beautiful right there. And then we break down again. Now we're using these 2 up candles, really the one. But look what I'm highlighting. I'm not highlighting the open of the 1 minute candle there. I'm highlighting the wick. Why? Because this bullshit at 11 o'clock, also because of the time involved that I talk about, you see 9:30 is pushing it up, and then around 10:30 is over here, right? But they raid this, and now it's 10:37, right? 10:36. This is still in the 10:30 window, like from 10:15 to 10:35 or something. Sometimes they'll reverse it right there, and that's what that is. And we have confluence. Look at the imbalance. This first imbalance is from my dude April 14 on Monday. Today's April 23rd, Wednesday. Okay, so I mean that's not contrived. Then we push up into that up candle, but then we push down. We're using that. Okay, I'm already in the damn trade. I already know what time it is. All right, and then all this funky shit, I got out. And then you see this right here, this last candle, this 1052. So, you could use, because this craziness, this hard manipulation wicked them out and pushed it down. I was like, okay, well, the price starts popping back up in here to pretend like it was fair delivery. And we also have this crazy wick that wasn't fair. So then we're going to come down. Obviously, my intention is already to come down. I didn't need a break here. Like, for example, for it to break here. Once we made this low and then this high and then we broke. Okay, you can get in here. What area is this? Look at what the level is. It's the 50% of the gap in the gray. You see the 50% is right there. So we tagged and I was like, oh, fuck. I was like, maybe I should get out. But then the 50% comes back, tags back up, gets into that wick and that 1052 candle. See how we tagged the wick? That's this 1108 tags just the wick, and it must reject if it's true, if it's going to sell. And that's how I get into this trade right here. Stop loss right above that little swing high. We come down. I'm beautiful coming all the way down into the sell right here. Remember, I didn't catch one. What am I doing here? I'm catching move number 2 as much as I possibly can. And I did. I caught it from here to here and then from here to here. So pretty much the whole leg. Now I understand that we have these drives down here, right? The 5-minute was much cleaner for the drives, just to show you that I'm not crazy. And you see here, that was pretty much 4 drives, but we'll just say 5. 1, 2, 3, and each one has some drives, right? But that was the logic here of this. Now guess what? They have swept all these guys. And then if you look, here's a more cleaner, the breakout level guys right here. See this? See when the price is over here and we start popping up above these highs? People are pushing buy right here. Oh, it ain't coming down, it's buying. And then they catch the wave up. So when the price is coming down, look at this low right here. Look how we tapped that low. High, I'm sorry. See that? That low, which is the 25%, remember? Then when we come with this more and more drive, they're trying to get in here where these guys at the last moment got in. It's also using this probably wick right here. Whatever. But this area here is also a little bit deeper. You get that extra drive. Boom. Then you put, now the purpose of this buy is to come back up and wipe out the easy sellers. Look how we reference back to 930. Again, 930 right there. 930 right there, right there, right there, right there, right there. That's why I sold this here for this low right there. So let me go back to it 1 minute and then just super fire. You have no idea how fire this is. I promise you, ain't nobody going to explain it today. No one is on the fucking planet is telling you this story today with this. I can guarantee you. But I know that sounds arrogant, but I'm not. I'm really telling you that rarely do they have these levels anyway to begin with. But then also I'm using my sequence flow. And then I'm fucking telling you the day before. Obviously, if I'm telling you about this option here, what happens when we get up here? Well, obviously we're probably going to sell. So that's how we got this dump and pump. So I'm sorry, pump and dump. We got this pump first. Remember that 50%. Boom. Then we come up, sweeped up. What's the next objective? Up to come down and sweep these guys down here. And then came back up where? That's a 930 algorithmic. Someone got in here just because it was 930, but that's a breakout level from here. And then it's a swing. They're trying to get it. And look how we come right back to this up candle. That candle becomes a control of price so far for the rest of the day. Look at this candle right here. This is why videos are long. I understand. So you can use, this is probably more reasonable to use. Bam. Can't make that up. See these candles, see these up candles right here? So we're tagging in and it's resistance. But they wanted to come up just to wipe out these guys and that guy just to say fuck you, right? That's what that is. And then guess what? They use it as resistance. Right? Algorithmic resistance with that as the cherry on top. And what's the goal? Make a new lower low from that low. And we did that. Now we're doing this bullshit here. We were tracing. It could possibly go up or it could roll over and come back into here. I'm electing to try to hold it for this area. Whatever. I'm not worried about it. Though there might be shady and do some shit now, even who knows. But also the reason why we're using this area also is because you have that 15-minute imbalance. It's 11:15. Look how it's there, and then we tap into it. So that's also keeping it simple, I would say. But what's really cracking also? Don't forget, buddy. I'm not playing with you. If you think there's a lot of levels on my chart, these are all algorithmic. It's not. Where's the 50% of that bearish imbalance? Right there. So we were also right there. Now they might be referencing, go back to the 50% of the daily, or go back to the 930 even. That's could be what's happening here. But that's a low, that's a lower high. As we made a new lower low, then we're making a lower high. I'm not saying that it's going to stop here and roll over. It should. I want it to. But if we're following flow, that you can see that. I don't have to explain that. So this is like a crack, break, and then, but this is just for the ideas of now. Okay? I hope that makes sense too. This is the ideas of now. So obviously with this sell and we coming into a 101.5 right here, we're retracing. Now this sell, I'm trying to obviously hold that into the 2 to 2.5. Do you see it? It's pretty shady. It's right there. Now when I move away like this, you can see the 2 to 2.5 here. What's also this level right here? That's the 50% of the opening range gap. We have also the gap here that we made, obviously. And then we have that liquidity right there. So coming here, it looks very promising, depending on how they do it. And then what's after that? What's after that? The bottom 25% of the opening range gap. I'm holding it for this -2 at minimum. Let me put it like this. I want to hold it for -2, but I really want to hold it for here. Why? Because that's for sure, like, it's actually sitting at 50% of the gap that got created today. This level here, which is now also a 50% of this bearish daily imbalance, this level, when we broke through, I want to see them come back. Yeah, they're being bogus. They know what's up. They're trying to not get you in here. We're probably still coming down here, but they're trying to get everybody out before they do come down, and they end up doing it in fucking Asia, London, and a little sweep and then roll over, where they might come back up to this 50%. That's kind of deep. I don't see them doing that. Maybe though, but it's so easy to roll right over, because this could be a range of two lower lows, and then we pop up for a lower high, sell from here and roll down. That's assuming that we sell. But what was I saying here? That 50% right here is that high, swing high. We broke through it. I want to hold it for this level right here at minimum. The -2 for minimum, right? Because it could come down in and retrace deep. And that's why that was the problem with this. When it took out this low, I'm like, yeah, this thing could fucking retrace as well. And it's fucking doing it. So pretty much anybody in here it was not easy to catch this as well, obviously, as a sell. So, but that's also built, for retail traders, they're putting trend lines there and like, yeah, this is a sell. So we might, induce it and take it. But anyways, my main goal is obviously trying to come and seal the whole fucking gap in itself, right? So we understand that too. Plus we have the opening week's gap, this present week right here. And, we are only offered, what was I going to say? We're only offered a buy candle, barely even. See that? See how it's empty? This gap down here of the present week, and we barely have a bullish candle. We're going to need also a bearish candle. So that's why I want to see this flow come back in here, and then it can close here, and we can discuss later. But hopefully they don't dangle this carrot and really push up and then make everybody fucked trying to get back to this. But that's this guy's underwater. That's like not fair at all, right? But look how when we gapped up and we pushed up, we retraced back to where these guys as a breakout, as a pretend like we're going to be fair shit. Right? Hope I'm making sense here. And 28 minutes. So let's see here. Again, remember, I did it not the 4 hour. The 1 hour is how I did the projection, and then we got to the 2 to 2.5. This is why I was in the selling mode. And then I also have, I already talked about this projection right here. So that swing there to 101.5. Now here's the problem. If it's really bullish, it won't go any lower than this. That's the problem. I mean, if we talk about this in months from now, like, I remember when they fucked us and, didn't seal this gap right here. Well, that's possible, right? I don't care, but I've seen it before. But 1 and 1.5, that's why, coming to that as a minimum as well. That's why I got out right here on that level. And then, but obviously 2 to 2.5 makes sense because of this emptiness right here, right? So that being said, I feel like I'm fucking missing something right now. I pretty much explained that. Then they broke right here, and then it was all lower highs right here to get down. Has all right to come back up here and not take out that high and still be a drop. So now we're on overbought here. We'll see what they fucking do, man. I don't know. I don't care either. My goal is to, generally speaking, as you see, move 1, move 2, move 3, move 4. We're in move 5 right now, pushing up. I'm trying to get at least one or two of these moves and a portion of it. Okay, look at these. Look at these. So they're tagging the 25% right there. I mean, that's algorithmic. Also, don't forget the 930. We have the 930 there too. But now they just came to tag that. See what they end up doing here. I don't see them coming up here before coming down here. We can come down here and still go up, but anyways, we'll see if they want to touch this guy again. I don't know. We'll see how they do it, but I would like for it to just stop here. Obviously, they came into here, and this guy that took the sell. Maybe we'll see that they come down from here. You saw that live. That's not random. That's not random. Right? No way. But what am I gonna say? Okay, let me move forward. So a dollar with it pushing up like this is also helping the selling from after the pump and the retrace at after 1036 or whatever when we were up there. That was helping with it. Now, again, sloppy price action. If there was a day they said don't, when I say every day can possibly be a trading day, and when the people who say that every day is not a trading day, this is an example of every day is not a trading day. But when you see this sloppiness, the best advice is generally just to wait until a raid or an external level, or you see the agenda with the first imbalance, and then obviously the setup now is coming to get these guys here, right? So we still have plenty of other moves in the day, and that's when you say, okay, I didn't have to quit the day, but you got to trade longer. All right, not something I want to do, but this is just a simple logic of what I understand, and it's fire. So we had a divergence right here with these lows right here. Nas had lower lows, and that's that push up that ruined my little sell right here. But saw it as a buy too, because this is a bounce. See this breakout level, and we still tested it. It was, again, just real manipulative for higher highs and higher lows, right? They raid, now they retrace, right? So now we're pushing up just to wipe out all the easy sellers here. And then there is some imbalance, so they could just tag into there too, and before falling back off. So you had also a nice little divergence right there. Also, this is the reason why I took it. You had higher highs right here with Nas, not taking out that high. And then you had lower highs here with S&P and Dow. And that was the purpose of coming down. We did take out that low. Obviously, you want to take profit when you get a new low. Me just being married to getting into there. Hey, bad call. But, and as you see, they're fucking doing it at the end of the day to wipe out people. But they also could have used this power hour and market on close to then push down to reach in there. I think they're doing it because they know everybody. It's pretty obvious that we're coming down in there, so they're just pulling it back up as to be little bitches, right? So, all right. That being said, here you can see that we have also we hit the gap here. Obviously, this is obviously looks wide open, so I think I'm good. We'll see to come back down, and then again, I said this day was going to be tricky, buddy. And again, they all gapped down and they reached. So they reached their previous week, tagged it, came in. This is still looking kind of bullish, I'm not going to lie. And then Dow, nowhere near it. They tapped into that little gap right there. You can see that little gap right there. Look how they tapped right into that. It came into here. So now it's like, oh, you guys are going to be little bitches. Let me show you... what am I gonna say here? Oh, so with Nvidia, we already pushed up from yesterday. So then for today, we push up. It's kind of like a lower high in a way, because we have this break here. We have a lower high right there. We push down. We push back up. Strong candle. And now that we're up here, we expect it to maybe come back down lower because of the imbalance right there, and any breakout level people here, pretty much the people who are buying in here, right? So that was the logic of it retracing back. Now here, I mean, again, it can just push right the fuck up, or it can come a little deeper back into this imbalance. And that's what I would like to see, obviously, so it could support. Now it's coming down and getting into our gap, pretty much, right? So there's the confluence there, buddy. And then I need to be done. I fucking fucked up again. 35 minutes. And all right, I've already done projections. Let's do the projections again. Might be things a lot on my chart, but that's okay, man. So all right, we called that right here, right? So it's either going to sell from here to come into here. Okay, very simple. I'm going to leave that just the way it is. Okay, or we come a little bit higher. Like we sweep those guys there, maybe come to the 50. Hopefully, if it's weak, it doesn't even come below the 25, above the 25, where it's at. But okay, and then to come back in here. That's it. There's your rocket science right there for selling. If we're buying, I'm still going to give two ideas here. We're buying. We can still come in here and do this. Okay. We can still come in here and do this, or we don't, and we just go up higher now. All right, doesn't look reasonable, but two reasons why it should come more down, I think, right? So again, if they really want to fuck everybody and for a month and leave this there while they come up and try to get more of this liquidity here, we come back up here closer, and then we fall for a lower high to sell down, coming back down. We're still, this whole year, I expect it to be bearish, at least this quarter for sure. So we'll see that bearish flow that we talk about in 2022, right? So for example, like we're here, and then they want to come up one more time up to wipe out some of those easy lower highs that we made, which in this case would be those lower highs right here. Then we could just pop up, get into there. If you see here, see that gap right there. It's pretty much, touching this resistance again. They're trying to shake them out before they come back down. I think they definitely will come back down, but it's very easy for them to just come right in and then fucking come down back hard. So I hope you understand what I'm saying. But in my flow here, coming into here, it makes perfect sense. I have to go. You guys take care. God bless.